Hello, thank you for joining me. Doing card for the day. So pick a card, pick a deck, pick a card. I've got deck number one, deck number two, deck number three. So deck number one is the Shaman Tarot. Deck number two is Shapeshifter Tarot, and deck number three is Gilded Tarot. So pick one of those three decks. So one, two, three. And I'm just going to put these aside for now. Or falling over. Right, I have actually shuffled them up. I've given them all a good shuffle, but let's do it again quickly. Okay, so this is for people who've chosen deck number one. This is the Shaman Tarot, and I'll just pick a card for you. Okay, we've got four of crystals. You can see that. Okay, quite like this deck. It's quite a nice, almost a spiritual deck. So there you can see you've got the guys, got maybe a peace pipe. He's convening with spirits. So what I'm seeing on this card here, you've got a person at the bottom just there who looks as though they're passing away. So maybe that guy is actually performing the last rites on them. I think that's quite apt for what's been happening this last year. I think there's many families that have had a bereavement or have had friends who've passed away. I think everybody knows somebody that something bad has happened to, whether it's this the big C, as I'll call it, or whether it's been something else. I mean, I had two people close to me who passed away just before Christmas from cancer, who basically didn't get the treatment that they needed. But anyway, it's another story, and I think there's a lot of people who know exactly where I'm coming from with that. But anyway, with this card, what I'm actually seeing for those of you who picked number one, this is telling you to get in touch more with your inner self. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily talking to spirits. Obviously, that's not everybody's cup of tea. I do think it means look for signs. The universe, angels, whatever you want to call it, it gives you signs. So if you're looking for answers to questions, if you're looking for guidance on which way to go, just ask out loud. Ask the universe, ask God, ask the angels, ask your spirit guides, whatever it is that you believe in. Ask it for guidance, and you'll get the signs. You can see signs all over the place that they leave you signs. You might suddenly hear a song on the radio that answers your question or gives you the guidance you're looking for. You might somebody might mention something to you, or give you a bit of advice, or even might tell you a story about something that you're not expecting. So this is a card that's telling you to be at peace with yourself, and basically whether you've lost someone, whether you're looking for guidance, whether you're looking for answers, it's telling you, okay, don't be afraid to ask for those answers. Don't be afraid to ask for help from powers that be, but also go within to look for guidance as well. Your own higher consciousness, your unconscious mind, is where divinity sits within yourself. It's your unconscious mind that gives you answers that can lead you in the right direction. So don't be afraid to go within to look for those answers. And also, if you are one of those people who unfortunately has lost someone recently over this, what's been going on, I'm not going to make any comments. I'm going to be very careful what I'm saying. But with what's going on, whichever way your opinion goes, it's time to get to peace with everything that's been happening. The guy there who's smoking the peace pipe, I mean, it's not exactly smoking the peace pipe for the spirits, they can't really smoke a peace pipe. But what he's doing, he's asking for guidance, and he's also smoking the peace pipe to be calm within himself too. And I'm not telling anybody to go smoke any weed or anything like that. That's entirely up to you, obviously. Um, but it's time to maybe meditate, maybe spend some time with yourself, go for a massage, go for a facial, get your nails done, get your hair done, go for a walk, and just to commune with yourself, just time to allow yourself to think, and don't feel guilty about spending that bit of time with yourself, because at the end of the day, we all need that time, and you shouldn't feel guilty whatsoever. Let me just see what else I'm coming up with this card. Some people see the Four as a gateway, so it may actually be that you're coming up with finding new talents, new abilities that you didn't know you had. Maybe creative abilities, painting, perhaps drawing, but something to do with creativity that you've not, or maybe you have tried it before, and maybe you've had to put it off, or it could be something that you thought, well, I've enjoyed that, but just didn't have time to do it. Maybe now's the right time to actually put your creative streak into operation. Could be profitable. You never know. So try that. So yep, painting, drawing is what I'm feeling there, and writing as well. If any of you have thought about writing a book or writing articles, things like that, especially things with a fantasy theme or a paranormal theme, I reckon those might be quite good to do at the moment. Now, the other thing I'm picking up with this card is that some people who you know, family members, close friends, people close to you especially, may be brainwashed, shall we say, by mass media, or not actually thinking clearly because of mass media and the fear mongering that certain establishments have done to people over this past year. And it's just time to allow them to have their own opinions. You have to stand back. You can't tell them what you think. Um, at the end of the day, our souls chose to be in this time. Before we were born, our souls chose to be here at this time, and our souls choose the path that they want to go on. So it could be something that we're learning, that we need to learn to progress in the future. And if we try to push our opinions on other people, we could actually be not only stirring up karma for ourselves, but also putting sort of a spanner in the works of the the learning or the lessons that those close to us need to learn for themselves. So we can only tell them so much, and then we have to stand back and they have to make their own decisions, their own choices in life, because that's what they chose to do before they were born. It's that path that they chose to do themselves, and we have to be at peace with ourselves with that. So it's time to stop worrying about other people who've gone on a different path. They chose that path, and we are still there for them. We're still supportive towards them, and we have to remember that you just support them as best you can, but they chose their own path. At the end of the day, it's free will. We all have free will. This is something that a lot of people are fighting for at the moment, with all these things coming out about certain passports and certain lockdowns on our liberty and things like that. We have a choice of which way we want to go. Our souls chose freedom of choice. It's a human right, it's something we're born with. And although it could be very hard that other people who you know who are close to you have chosen a different path, we have to accept it and support them in that path. Ours may be completely different. That's absolutely fine, because we've got freedom of choice as well and free will. So just be at peace with that. Try and accept it. Try and stand back. Just allow people to make their own decisions. And as I say, just be at peace with it. That's what these two people here have got to do. Okay, so that's card number one. That's what I'm getting from card number one. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you agree with what I've said, if it's touched a button. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you next time. I'm going to go to card number two. Okay, so card number two was the Shapeshifter Tarot. And I did shuffle them up before, but I will just shuffle them again. Okay, and I'm just going to pick a card for you. Okay, so I've got the Ten of Swords, and it's often seen as not a nice card, but in a lot of cases it's actually self-inflicted. Now, with this particular card, it's let's say the Shapeshifter Tarot. The wolf represents our base instincts. It's the animal side of our nature. And you've also got a dragon at the top around the moon, and you've got the child in the tree, or the face in the tree. It looks like a child to me anyway. But it's almost like the wolf is protecting that child, protecting the child in the tree there. The tree acts like a backbone. It's something that's solid and firm, a base. And as I say, the wolf is the base of our nature. It's standing in water, which is the emotions. And he's howling at the moon, but there's a dragon there. And the rain is the emotions as well. But there's a shooting star there. Shooting star. You remember as a kid you used to wish on a shooting star? It was always seen as good luck. Now, as I say, this card is often self-inflicted. Do we know if that dragon is vicious? It looks vicious, but is it really? A lot of animals can bare their teeth, can growl, can some of them have like manes that some lizards have that can puff up when they're afraid, and it often means that they're more afraid than what we are, and it's like a warning mechanism. Now, in the occult, there's a saying that says that there's nothing to fear but fear itself, and this is very, very true. So when you're fearful, you're often fearful over something that has not happened. You're often fearful of something that you think is going to happen. We're often fearful of something that will never happen, but our mind can actually take us on this very annoying sometimes journey and make things bigger than what they seem. So we become afraid, we become anxious and worried about things, we become stressed about things that aren't necessarily there. As I say, the rain represents our nature, our emotions, I should say. So, and the wolf is our base nature. So this is the emotions taking over our nature. The emotions exaggerating everything. Anxiety and stress is often self-made. So this is a time to stand back. What you need to do if you're feeling like that is get out the water and get onto the land. You need to ground yourself. And some of the ways that you can ground yourself, if you've got crystals and good crystals to use, this card is sort of saying to me black obsidian, black tourmaline, red jasper is also another good one, but any black crystal is good, hematite as well. But also if you haven't got crystals, what you can do is actually go into the garden and walk barefoot in the garden, because putting your feet on the grass can actually ground you, and it can actually pull you down into the earth itself, which is what you need with this card. You need to be grounded. And what else am I seeing with this one? The shooting star. That's basically saying not to worry. Things won't be as bad as what you think. As I say, you build things up out of proportion. So begin to ground yourself. Begin to well, once you're grounded, you can begin to actually see things a lot clearer, and you can you can then look at things more realistically and see what's actually happening and not what you think is going to happen. And I think as well, if you're worried about your children, this card there, the way that child is in the tree, it's like maybe you're frightened of lockdowns again with the kids, and kids not being at school and things like that. But the wolf's actually protecting the child. Now, you might think wolves are dangerous animals, but actually they're not. They're very family orientated. And if you think of flock of sheep, they used to have the shepherd protecting them against the wolves, and it was the shepherd that was taking the lambs to the slaughter to eat them, not the wolf. And the shepherd would take all of them. The wolf would just pick out the ones that were lame or were ill. So the wolf is very family orientated. They take it in turns to look after the cubs. So that wolf is protecting the child against the dragon. But as I say, the dragon, okay, it's baring its teeth, but is it baring its teeth just because the wolf's howling at it? Possibly. The dragon might just be flying past. It might not actually have anything to, might not to be threatening the child or the wolf at all. So the dragon is your worries, your anxieties. And until you know for sure what's going on, there's no point in having that worry or anxiety. It's just being blown out of proportion. Let it go. Ground yourself, and looking at that parched earth as well. It does look as if this rain is coming down at the right time to water the soil, because nothing can grow unless the soil is watered, and it does look as if that's very parched. So this rain is a blessing in disguise as well. So things that maybe not going so well at the moment for you are actually a blessing in disguise, and something far better will come from it. And sometimes if we don't let go of things that are no longer needed and no longer of any use to us, sometimes the fates can actually step in and say, no, you've got to let go, I'm forcing you. And sometimes it can be a bit of an upheaval, and it can be a bit of a battle to let go of things. But often once we've done that, often new things come into our lives which are far, far better. It brings new opportunities, new doors opening. And that's exactly what's coming with this card. So let go of your worries, let go of your anxiety, embrace the new possibilities, and ground yourself. Okay, so that's for people who chose card number 2. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to go to card number 3. Okay, so I'll just give these a quick shuffle, another quick shuffle. This is the Gilded Tarot. Okay, what have I got? 5 of Cups. Okay, I love the colours on these cards. Alright, so we've got a guy sitting down in the field. He's got a couple of cups that have fallen over. There's some left there. Okay, so again, this is relevant to everything that's been going on for the past year. So for those of you who chose card number 3, what I'm picking up here is this person has lost some things there. It could be people that they've lost, it could be work, it could be a way of life, it could be a home even. But there are other things there, 2 cups there that are still standing, so they haven't lost everything. And this guy, he could quite easily lean over and pick these cups back up. It could be that they're heavy. He might need help to pick them back up, but he can still lift them, but he can still pick them back up and write them again. Right, so all is not lost. Look at those 2 cards there. Look at the vegetation in the back as well. The tree. The tree's growing quite strong. So quite a lot of things there. You've got some clouds in the background. You've got some a swallow, I think, there. So the birds often represent going forwards because they're flying, and they often fly over problems as well. Obviously this guy can't fly over problems, but it is saying that there are ways of getting around it. It is saying that it's not the end. And although he's feeling down and maybe hurt and lost, it's definitely not the end. The birds are flying, the clouds are moving over, the tree's growing strong. He can write the cups. Looks like he's been in a battle as well, because it looks like he's wearing a chainmail. I don't know if you can see that well there. It gets a bit blurred, doesn't it, as I get nearer. So, yeah, it looks like he's wearing chainmail. So it looks like he's been in a bit of a battle there. So whatever it is that you've been fighting, as I say, things are going to get a lot better for you. Don't give up. Look at all that greenery there. And green is for the heart chakra. So try and surround yourself with love and compassion. Even if you've got nobody close to you at home, when you go out, try and reach out to other people with love and compassion, acts of kindness. Even though we're doing the act of kindness, it can make us feel a lot better in ourselves, as well as helping someone else out. And it's always a way of picking yourself up, and just little acts of kindness. Even if you're driving and you just let somebody else come out in front of you, just let it happen. Just go with the flow. Let it happen naturally. If you're out shopping, allow someone to go in front of you at the till, or anything like that. Help somebody with the bags, whatever it is. Just small acts of kindness. And as I say, not only does it help another person, but it really lifts us up, and it can lift us up to another vibration, a higher vibration. And let's see what else I'm getting here. These cups, when I look at the cups, I don't know if you can see, it's quite a detailed. It almost looks like I can't think of the word. It reminds me of like all the capillaries and the bronchioles in the lungs. So I think this is also saying time to get into nature. Takes a few deep breaths. Don't be afraid of fresh air. And it's up to you whether you take your mask off or not. I know a lot of people aren't wearing masks, and a lot of people are still frightened to take them off. But if you can get yourself into the countryside, maybe, or a park, and just take a few deep breaths of fresh air, I think you'll find that does you the world of good. Yeah, so what else is there? Oh, what we've got at the top, we've got like red and yellow, orangey at the top. I always look at the colours as well, because some of them are a bit different. Orange is a very uplifting colour. It's also very good for getting people to talk to you, and also to build your confidence. So if you're having any kind of problems seeing people, or a bit of a lack of confidence because of all the lockdowns and things that we've gone through, try wearing some orange to lift yourself up. And yellow as well. Both orange and yellow are colours of the sun, and I think we all need some of the sun at the moment, and vitamin D. So wear those colours for a bit, and just see if it lifts your vibration up, if it lifts your energy levels up, if it makes you feel a little bit better. And also, because you're wearing such nice colours, you may find that people actually start talking to you when you're out and about. The 5, as I say, let me just see what else I can see there. Oh, excuse me. Oh, the grass is growing quite long on this card. You can see there, it needs to cut the grass a little bit. So let's try to think what. So I'm just thinking, if he maybe cut the grass, he'd see those cups that are there, and he'd be able to write them. but he needs to actually see them first. He's not even looking around himself. He can't even see the two at the back that are still standing. The clouds at the top, they remind me of people as well. Almost like the shape of a family. And when you think of how many people have not seen families and friends over this past year, and it has been quite depressing for a lot of people. A lot of people have been really affected by it and really affected badly, and it's something that needs to be rectified. So spend some time with your family and friends. They're still around you. They all need support, not just yourself. So you need that support as well, but you also need to reach out to other people for support. So if you haven't seen your family and friends for a while, now is the time to reach out to them. Make a point of going to see them. Make a point of spending time with those people. And don't be afraid of spending time with them. You know, if things happen and, you know, God forbid that you lose somebody who's close to you, if you haven't spent any time with that person, if you haven't seen them, how are you going to feel if you lose them? So just take the bull by the horns and go see your friends, go see your family, contact people, reach out to them. You need support yourself, and they also need support. They're also going through exactly the same as what you're going through. And if you have lost someone, which a lot of people have, it's absolutely awful what has happened this last year, then again, reach out to family and friends, let them help you. We all need support, all of us, and it's time that we all looked after each other now. It's time for us all to get together and be human beings, be supportive, compassionate, kind, and be there for each other. Okay, so that's card number 3 that I've picked out there. So let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like what I'm doing with the pick of cards or any of my other videos, please put like, please subscribe as well, and you'll know when I'm bringing out any other videos. There's quite a few on there at the moment, but thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed it. I think that with everything that's going on, some of those cards were a little bit sad, I think, but hopefully that's, well, I'm pretty sure that's not going to last anyway. Things are getting a lot better for us now, and I think the lockdowns won't happen anymore. I think that's my feeling, my gut feeling, that it's not going to happen again. And my gut feeling is that certain things are going to be removed. Okay, so we'll see anyway. But that's my feeling, and so far everything I said last year has been right. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye.